Righto, I'm back. I've got the injector out of the engine, the CS lister, which we're working on. And I'm going to pull at the bits here and see if we can have a look in here. See what it's like. Now you unscrew that there. This bit here comes out of there. And this has to fit in here just nicely. Like that. And there's a very small hole in there. This one locates on some pins there. So there's a spring pressure there and you don't have to do a thing. On this one. And put it back together like that. And you get down to about there and that spring pressure is pushing on that centre pin. And that's when you're pushing against the centre pin with the spring. And that's set to a pressure. And we'll go and have a look at that pressure and see if it's spraying all right in the tester. Righto, here's the injector. This is the tester machine. This is only a cheap thing off eBay. Does a great job there. Throw it on there. Spanner. This will come up with some pressure. There it is. It's going off. (1,400 psi). That's the spray. I think it's doing pretty good. It's not a high pressure on that one. It looks like it might even supposed to be a little bit higher. Righto. Here we are at the cylinder head. There's a new copper washer in there. I'll pop him in. The copper washer down there. Sit it in spot. That on. These on. The nuts on, and I've probably mentioned how hideously dirty this thing is. I'm just trying to clean it up. So every time I put my hand in there, I get black. It is just so dirty. So I want to get in here and have a good look at the crankshaft journal, which is what's... See, I hit the side there, but I've got to clean this time, so I'm going to do a measure on it. Rightio, I've been cleaning some stuff up here and cleaned a lot of this off. And I've got the mic out here. We're going to measure that. It needs to be 57.150 to be 2 1/4. That's 2 1/4, supposed to be. So I'm going to measure this here, and I will measure it here in the middle, and that's pretty nice, just there. And we're measuring, I don't know whether it's going to give me a picture there, is it? So that's 57.0605, we'll say. So that's 0.1 of a millimetre, which is 4 thou. I can measure it in other spots. It's around about that. 4 thou. 4 thou and a bit. So 4 thou wear is really, it needs a crankshaft grind. But you know what? It's not going to get it. So I think I'll just get a new bearing and stick on there. I've got some other bits here. Here's the other bits. That's the big end bearing. It's quite worn, but it's not actually It's not actually scored badly. The wrist pin here, very loose. Very loose. So I think it'd be really good to get a new one, which I think I will. Fits in here, very loose. The piston is fine. The rings are all, well, they've got a big gap in the bore there, so they're wore out. The injector pump, I have had it all to pieces and got it all loosened up and freed up and tested, and it works fine. The injector's in. I've had it all to pieces. We've tested it in the tester and it's fine. The valves are done, checked, lovely. Waiting for parts now. I'm going to keep cleaning up some things on it and give them all clean, and especially have to get rid of all those. It's quite smooth crankshaft, that it's had a little bit of, a bloke's measured it with that thing a few times and made a little couple of scratches. So that's my job for a while until some parts get here. This is what I'm saying. You polish that crankshaft. You get a long, fine stuff. You just do this. Just do this like this. Move it a bit. And that's already coming up like near a finish. And I'm going to take off this oil pump. The oil pump here, which pumps a bit of oil for the main bearings. This fella here, I'm going to take him off, make sure he pumps. Just give him a clean out. That's the next little job. Those two bolts, one pipe, which I'll take off, I think, the outlet. It goes to the little pipe, goes inside the block and delivers some oil to the main bearings. A seal right in there, and I've actually bought a new one, so I'll wait till it gets here before I put it back together. And down in here is the oil screen. Will it come out? There it is. We'll give that a good clean out too, because as you know, we've got some terrible looking oil in here. This is just a mix. The mix is kerosene and a bit of diesel. There might even be some degreaser in here. It's not very nice stuff on your hands. It's terrible stuff on your hands. Seems to get in there and you smell your hands for days of this stuff. So I always wear my gloves. That's the pump. There's a valve in there, there's a valve in there. And there's a old seal, did not fall out. I had to extract it with vigour. Yeah, new seal, got to go in there. There's the seal, goes in that way, or does it go in that way? Oh, better to think about that. And goes down there, because it's got a pump. Yeah, so I've got that done there now. The plunger and the spring go in there like that. Well, there it is. They're all done up. And the little pumper, you pull that one there, and that pumps a bit there. And if there was oil in there, it would pump to those main bearings. Okay. In this engine here, we've got the oil pump. The oil goes in there, right there, and you can see how it squirts out this little pipe right there into the main bearing, and this one here also into the main bearing. And that's how it pumps the oil into the main bearings. That's all it does. The crankshaft journal is splash lube on this engine, and it splash lubes all that up there. You know, you always seem to find me over here doing this, cleaning up all the rusty bits. Then you find yourself over here doing all this sort of cleaning stuff up. What are we likely to find in here? Well, I'll tell you what. That's actually not looking too bad. Yep. That's beautiful. I'm surprised how good that is. Stick that in the vise just to hold it steady. Let's find a spanner. That one, 1.5 inches. Not very tight. No problems. Yeah. There's the nut. Yeah, I'm getting it cleaned up. Nice and clean in there now. And clean him up with a wire brush. I'll have a gasket for that. New gasket fitted. All cleaned up. Run him down there. Tighten him up. How much? That should be pretty good there. Here it is, the filter. Got the gasket on, and we'll just put him back together this way. Not sure which way around this should have gone, but I've done this one here, the bleed screw. Right, I'm going to put the fuel filter on, and I'll get some nuts here, bolts. .516 Whitworth, that is. It's time to put the injector pump on, and we've got him all freed up, he's good. Sit him on there. Get them done up tight. This pipe here, he goes on here somehow. There he is. We need one of them with a copper washer. And one up there with a copper washer. And are they gonna fit? Oh dear. Oh, hang on. Fits straight away, look at that. Yep, it's gonna fit. Nothing's, it's all finger tight, so. Yep, and then I will have to put this little fella in here. Just trying to remove the pulleys a bit here. It's putting up a bit of a battle too. It's very tight fit in there. Once we got that, we got it off. No worries. Anyway, there's the two pulleys. I can put them on if I need to. But anyway, I'm going to end the video there because we've done enough. Next time I'm going to be putting a piston in, big ends. It'll be going soon, I think.